Have you ever wondered what happens when the lines between reality and the supernatural blur? When the people you love, the ones you think you know so well, begin to change, become something else? What if the real horror isn't some distant nightmare, but right inside your own home? Tonight, I'm going to tell you a story that explores that terrifying possibility. A story about a family pushed to the edge, and a daughter whose soul was caught in a battle between good and evil. But remember, some demons don't come from the outside. Sometimes they're born out of the things we ignore, our deepest fears, our darkest secrets. This is the story of the possession of Lily. And it's not just a story about a haunting, it's about the consequences of letting those we love fall through the cracks. Brace yourself for a tale that's not just terrifying but heartbreakingly real. Lily was the perfect daughter, bright, kind, and full of life. At 15, her future seemed limitless. But things began to change after the family moved to an old house in a quiet rural town. The house had a dark history, though they didn't know that at first. The changes started slowly. Lily became moody, withdrawn, and snappish, which her parents, Rachel and Tom, assumed was normal teenage rebellion. But soon it became clear that this wasn't just typical teenage behavior. Lily's once beautiful drawings turned into dark, terrifying images, twisted, demonic faces, and bloody scenes. She started hearing voices in the middle of the night, voices no one else could hear. Rachel, her mother, was the first to notice the sinister signs. Late at night, she would hear Lily arguing through her bedroom door. When Rachel opened the door, Lily would be facing the wall, whispering frantically as if she was talking to someone who wasn't there. One night, Rachel found Lily digging her nails into her own skin, trying to carve bizarre, unknown symbols into her arms. The light in her once bright eyes had faded, replaced by something cold and unrecognizable. Tom refused to believe something was wrong. "It's just school stress. She's struggling to make friends," he insisted, even as Lily's behavior became increasingly disturbing. Rachel knew better. There was something far darker at play. The violence started soon after. Lily would wake up screaming, her voice unnaturally deep, shouting words in a language no one recognized. Her strength was terrifying, far beyond what a girl her size should be able to muster. Sometimes, it seemed as though she wasn't there at all, like something else was controlling her. Desperate for answers, Rachel and Tom sought out doctors and specialists, but no one could explain Lily's behavior. Frustrated and terrified, Rachel turned to their church. Father Andrew, a respected priest in the community, came to visit the house. From the moment he stepped inside, Father Andrew felt an oppressive darkness hanging over the house. It wasn't just Lily, it was the entire place. The priest began praying, but Lily's condition only grew worse. She spat venomous words, her voice alternating between her own and a deep, guttural growl. She seemed to know things she shouldn't, deep, personal fears that Rachel and Tom had never shared with anyone. Father Andrew realized they were dealing with something far more sinister than any medical issue. Lily was possessed. Tom refused to believe it at first. "Exorcism? You're talking about fairy tales," he said. But Rachel, clinging to hope, insisted that they had to try everything. They had already exhausted all other options. The exorcism was nothing short of a nightmare. Father Andrew and another priest began the ritual, chanting prayers while holding crosses and holy water. As they prayed, Lily's body twisted and contorted in ways that seemed impossible. The temperature in the room plummeted, and a foul, sulfuric stench filled the air. Objects in the room began to move on their own, furniture shaking, picture frames falling, lights flickering. Lily screamed and thrashed, her face grotesque and contorted, her voice sometimes her own, sometimes a chilling, demonic snarl. "You're a failure as a mother," the voice hissed at Rachel. "You ignored her. You left her alone when she needed you most." Rachel wept as the demon played on her deepest fears as a mother. The guilt was overwhelming, She had brushed off Lily's struggles as teenage rebellion, unaware of the deeper pain her daughter had been hiding. For 3 long days, the battle for Lily's soul continued. Father Andrew grew weaker, his faith tested with every passing hour. But then, in a brief moment of calm, something miraculous happened. Amid the screaming and chaos, Lily's voice broke through, small and weak. "Mom, Dad, help me. I'm so scared." It was enough. The priests pushed forward, their prayers stronger, more desperate. With one final ear-splitting scream, the demon was expelled, leaving Lily unconscious but alive. The next morning, Lily woke up. She was pale, fragile, and disoriented, but she was herself again. The demon was gone, but the scars, both physical and emotional, remained. The family would never be the same after what they had endured. But the hardest part was not the possession. It was the realization that Lily had been suffering long before the demon took hold. Her loneliness, her cries for help, ignored and dismissed, were what had allowed the darkness to enter. The demon had only taken advantage of what was already broken. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, make sure to share it with your friends and family who love dark stories. Don't forget to subscribe to Dark Tales Tribe for more haunting narratives and spine-tingling tales. Join our community of horror enthusiasts, and let's dive deeper into the shadows together.